Stop. Before you put that kettle on this morning, I need you to hear this first. Because what I'm about to show you is something that most people over 60 have been doing every single day for decades, and it has been silently stripping the healing power from every single herb they have ever brewed. Your herbs are not the problem, your preparation is, and the biological consequence of this one error, specifically for your kidneys and your lymphatic system, is something that natural healers warned about for decades. They said the plant will always try to heal you. The question is whether you are letting it reach you intact. If you have been drinking herbal teas for months, maybe years, and you are still dealing with fatigue, inflammation, sluggish digestion, or persistent joint stiffness, this video is the answer you have been looking for. And combination number 3 is the correction that most people over 60 are completely skipping right now, and it is costing them everything. Because remember, nature heals in layers, and if your method is breaking those layers before the tea ever touches your body, you have been working against yourself this entire time. Now, let me tell you exactly what is happening inside that cup, and why the method most people use is the hidden reason their herbs are not working. The healers, who spent their lives studying plant medicine, were clear about this. The African biomineral herbs that nature has provided us are alive. They carry living alkaloids, living enzymes, living molecular structures that the human body, particularly the aging body past 60, recognizes and absorbs at a cellular level, but only if those structures arrive intact. And those of you watching right now who have been faithfully brewing herbal teas every single morning, burdock, elderberry, dandelion, nettle, and still wondering why your energy remains flat, why your joints still ache, why your kidneys feel heavy and congested, this is not your fault. And here is exactly why. The enemy is not the herb. The enemy is what happens to the herb before it ever reaches your lips. And there are 3 silent preparation errors working against everything you are trying to build inside your body. The first enemy is temperature. Standard boiling water reaches 212 degrees Fahrenheit. What most people over 60 are never told is that the living alkaloids inside medicinal herbs begin to degrade at temperatures above 165 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. The moment you pour full boiling water over your herbs, you have already destroyed the most bioactive healing compounds before they ever had a chance to enter your bloodstream. Think of it this way. Imagine taking the most healing food nature has ever produced, placing it directly into a furnace, and then consuming what remains. That is what overheated water does to your alkaloids every single morning. The second enemy is your water source. Most people are brewing their teas with chlorinated, fluoridated tap water. And what most people over 60 are never told is that this water carries an acidic pH that directly competes with the alkaline properties of your herbs. The moment alkaline herb compounds come into contact with acidic tap water, bioavailability drops significantly before the tea ever reaches your glass. You are absorbing the idea of healing, not the healing itself. The third enemy, and this one surprises most people, is the vessel. Standard metal pots and stainless steel kettles leach trace reactive compounds under heat. The traditional healers were explicit on this point. They called metal vessels one of the quiet barriers standing between an herb and the body it was designed to heal, and yet most people have been using one every single day. Raise your hand right now if you have ever been told by a doctor to simply drink more herbal tea, take a supplement, and come back in 3 months. And you followed that advice, you bought the herbs, you brewed them faithfully, and felt almost nothing. That experience was not a failure of the herb, it was a failure of the method. And the correction, once you see it, is far simpler than you think. Stay with me, because if you close this video right now, your body will continue absorbing tea compounds at less than 30% of their available healing potential. And for those of you over 60 dealing with chronic fatigue, joint pressure, or sluggish digestion, that 30% gap is the exact distance standing between where you are right now and where your body has been trying to take you. Here are the 6 preparation corrections, and after I walk you through each one, I'm going to give you an exact 72-hour protocol you can begin tonight. Correction number 1. Burdock root. Traditional plant medicine consistently identified burdock root as one of nature's most direct blood and lymphatic cleansers, specifically designed to address what practitioners called stored acidic residue that accumulates in the body after decades of processed foods and environmental exposure. Think of burdock root as a molecular brush gently moving through the inner channels of your lymphatic system, pulling out what years of acidic living have deposited along the walls of your organs. But here is what matters most. Burdock root, prepared in boiling water, releases only its surface compounds. It locks its deepest inulin chains and alkaloid structures inside the plant fiber, precisely where your body needed them most. Correct preparation. Filtered spring water heated to 165 degrees Fahrenheit just before the first simmer bubble appears. Poured over 2 teaspoons of dried burdock root in a glass or clay vessel. Cover the vessel while steeping to hold the aromatic compounds inside. Steep 12 to 15 minutes. Consume every morning before food. Caution. If you're currently taking prescription blood thinners, hear this carefully. Even the most powerful healing herb can become a weapon if you do not know this. Burdock root carries mild anticoagulant properties, and in combination with blood-thinning medications, the effect can compound in ways your body was not prepared for. Your safe starting alternative is dandelion root, which I am covering next, and which delivers similar lymphatic support without the same interaction risk. But before I give you correction number 2, I need you to hear something. Most people apply correction number 1 and feel a small shift, and they stop there. What they are leaving completely untouched is the organ that controls whether any of these herbs even reach the bloodstream effectively. That organ is exactly what correction number 3 addresses. Stay with me. Correction number 2, dandelion root. Traditional herbalists called dandelion root a living tonic for the liver. And this matters especially after 50. Dandelion root activates bile flow, and when bile moves correctly, your digestive tract becomes measurably more alkaline, the exact internal environment that allows every other herb on this list to perform at full capacity. Preparation. 1 tablespoon of dried dandelion root simmered, not boiled, in 2 cups of spring water in a glass pot over low heat for 20 minutes. Strain and allow to cool to comfortable drinking temperature. Consume midday between meals. Correction number 3, nettle leaf cold infusion. Now, this is the correction most people over 60 are completely skipping, and honestly, it's the single one that changes how every other correction performs inside your body. Traditional plant medicine has consistently identified mineral deficiency as the foundational driver of chronic inflammation in the aging body. Nettle leaf contains iron, magnesium, calcium, and potassium. But here's the preparation fact that really changes everything. Nettle leaf steeped in hot water, even at the correct temperature, loses up to 60% of its bioavailable mineral content in the first 3 minutes of contact. The correct preparation is a cold infusion. You take 2 tablespoons of dried nettle leaf and place them in a glass mason jar with 2 cups of room temperature spring water. Seal the jar and leave it overnight for 8 to 12 hours. In the morning, strain and drink before your burdock root tea. I want to pause here and tell you exactly what this protocol feels like when you apply it correctly. On day 1, most people notice a change in sleep quality. By day 2, digestion becomes noticeably quieter, less bloating. And by day 3, your first urination of the morning changes noticeably. It's darker, stronger in odor. That is your kidneys actively processing and releasing what they've been storing. Stay with me because corrections 4, 5, and 6 build directly on everything the first 3 have established inside your body. Correction number 4, elderberry cold press. Traditional herbalists described elderberry as a plant designed to communicate directly with the immune system. Most people consume elderberry as commercial syrup, which is typically preserved with honey or refined sugar. Refined sweeteners directly feed the acidic mucus environment the herb is trying to clear. The correct preparation: 2 teaspoons of dried elderberries in 1 cup of spring water, cold steeped for 8 hours. No heat. Strain and consume in the evening before bed. Correction number 5. Sarsaparilla. Now, traditional healers actually called sarsaparilla the hormone herb. It contains plant-based steroidal saponins that, well, naturally support the body's own production of testosterone and estrogen precursors. To prepare it, just steep 1 teaspoon of dried sarsaparilla root in spring water at 160 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes, and make sure to use a glass vessel. Best to consume it mid-morning, but do take note, if you're currently on hormone therapy prescriptions, sarsaparilla's steroidal saponins may interact with those medications, so please consult your healthcare provider before adding this correction. Correction number 6. Bladderwrack. Experienced plant healers place bladderwrack at the center of metabolic health. Bladderwrack is naturally iodine-dense. Preparation is simple. Just stir 1/4 teaspoon of powdered bladderwrack into your morning nettle cold infusion. No additional heat required. But, and this is absolutely critical, if you are currently prescribed thyroid medication, bladderwrack is not your starting correction. Additional iodine can amplify or destabilize thyroid medication effects. Please apply the first 5 corrections for the full 72 hours before even considering this addition. The exact 72-hour protocol. Hours 0 to 24. Prepare your nettle and elderberry cold steeps. Morning of day 1. Nettle infusion first, then burdock root. Midday, dandelion root. Evening, elderberry. Hours 24 to 48. Continue the sequence and add sarsaparilla mid-morning. Hours 48 to 72. Full protocol in place. Add bladderwrack if safe. What I have given you today is the foundation. The next video covers the complete week 2 extension. Before I close, this is not optional information. Do not steep elderberry and sarsaparilla together in the same preparation. When these 2 herbs are combined in a single hot preparation, the steroidal saponins in sarsaparilla bind to the anthocyanins in elderberry, and the resulting compound is significantly less bioavailable. Your herbs have never once failed you. Your preparation has been failing you. Type yes in the comments right now if your doctor has never once mentioned herbal tea preparation methods. Which of these 6 corrections are you starting with first? And if you want the full 7-day protocol, type the single word clean in the comments right now. Share this with someone over 60 in your life. We will see you in the next one.